Everything you think you know about the letter R is wrong. Quick, how do pirates sound? Wrong. What's the name of the Southeast Asian country formerly known as Burma? Wrong. What sound does the letter R make? Trick question, linguists can't even agree on what constitutes an R and instead group a whole bunch of disparate sounds together under the name rhotics, which is just a fancy Greeky way of saying R thingies, from rho, the Greek equivalent of R, and tic, the English morpheme meaning it's an adjective, dummy. Today, I'm going to show you how R is really weird, and as many instances as I can think of where there's miscommunication, misunderstanding, or downright make-believe around the letter R. So subscribe if you haven't, and buckle up. Things are about to get R-ful. I'm Dr. Taylor Jones, and this is Language Jones. You're probably thinking right now, wait, what did you mean when you said linguists don't agree about R's? Well, we lump a bunch of different sounds together and call them rhotics, but the only real commonality is that they're all written with an R or a letter we all kind of agree is equivalent to an R. The voiceless apical tap in Farsi fekr, ra, ara, is not the same as the voiced apical trill in Spanish perro, ra, ara. Both are different from American English R, which is kind of vowely. Then there's French R's in roman or grand, ra, ara, and don't even get me started on the Hebrew R's in ir. These are very different sounds. Some of them are at the front of the mouth, some of them are at the back. Some are voiced, some are voiceless. It's a whole thing, and linguists are still arguing about what exactly makes an R. But forget linguists. Let's talk about pirates. International Talk Like a Pirate Day happens every year on September 19th, and everybody does it wrong. I'm not saying you're participating in false, hurtful stereotypes that cut me mateys to the quick, but I am saying that pirates probably didn't say yar. Let me explain. In English, there are some accents that are called non-rhotic, meaning they allow the vocalization, that is the vowelization, or deletion of an R after a vowel. Think pa-kya-ka. People who speak this way still write with R. In fact, while non-rhotic English speakers, non-rhotic English speakers like me might use an H to indicate vowel length and color, these non-rhotic widows, use R to do so. This means that when British naval types wrote about pirates, they would represent ah as ah, but us rhotic Americans then read that as R, and we pronounce it as such. Guess what, Americans? This is and this is Side note, I can always tell when people younger than me grew up on Harry Potter because they're the only Americans who say whilst, and some of them say aloud, unironically. We didn't fight a war of independence, so you can make Daniel Webster spin in his grave like that. Oh, and guess what? This is, oh my god. This country is named Myanmar. The madness goes both ways, though. This is having a laugh, and this is a debacle. Oh, and fun fact, some American accents that are now rhotic weren't always. So guess what? It's Bruh Rabbit. While I'm ruining childhoods, it's Winnie the Pooh, and the only reason the R is there is to distinguish it from Winnie the Pooh. And here's one for you. The donkey is named after donkey sounds. Ee-yaw. It'd be Wayne the Pooh and Hee-haw if they were American. I'd still watch that. Still on the subject of childhood cartoon animals, remember Fievel Mousekewitz? Well, here's a family story. My father-in-law's grandfather had the same name, not the Mousekewitz part. But in Interland Yiddish, the I, as in Fievel, became ah over time. Just like in Southern American English, where night is not and time is Tom. You might find the not Toms, the rot Tom for kissing. That's Forrest Gump meets Sammy Davis. Anyway, they moved to America, and he tells everybody his name is Favel. In New York, where there isn't any I monophthongization, but there is R deletion, and everyone thought that his name was, wait for it, Farvel. Marvelous. Some accents do the same thing with L, which is why Farvel probably wore a yarmulke, but definitely didn't wear a yarmulke. One more thing, it's pa-kya-kar in Harvard Yard, because even accents that are non-rhotic sometimes add what's called linking R, or intrusive R. If there's an R there, it's pronounced as R between vowels. If there's no R there, no problem. Add one. The law is on your side. One of my wife's family members used to say things like, the tuna is delicious, but the whitefish is too salty. Non-rhotic folks, especially in New York, sometimes add R's back because they know they delete them, but they sometimes go overboard and add R's where there weren't any before. That's the intrusive R. A good friend reacted to me having a brief bout of trochanter bursitis by very carefully asking me how my inflamed bursar was. I was once on a bus ride, and an Australian woman told me that she always was surprised at Americans because, and I quote, you pronounce al-yaraz. I swear I thought she'd switch to Arabic for a moment. Cruel irony that they're called Aussies, and yet they don't say the Aussies, do they? Except for in words like no, 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 no. Lastly, ever notice how Canadians and Brits say things like pasta and kebab? I have zero evidence for this, but I can't help but suspect it's because they'd otherwise think it was parsta, which sounds like a cheap knockoff, and kebarb, which frankly sounds dangerous. Did I blow your mind just now? Then like and subscribe. Maybe even think about donating to my Patreon. The link is in the description. And definitely leave me a comment below with the craziest addition or deletion of an R or an L that you've noticed, or anything that I've missed. Oh, and one last thing. One of my advisors in grad school, Bill LeBove, did a famous study where he asked people in a department store where to find something he knew was on the 4th floor. And then he feigned hardness of hearing and made them repeat it. This was a landmark study that found that people drop R's in casual speech and add them back in careful speech, and that it's all related to social class and how people want to be perceived. But the main effect of this study is really just that at every freaking linguistics conference, if you ever have to take an elevator, some dweeb will make a crack about the 4th floor. Hardy har har, or hotty ha ha. Cut it out, you guys. Special thanks to my patrons, Beck S., Spanish Input, Peter Kolb, Sarah Shaw Tattoon, Blake, Dylan Hartwig, Anders Torgerson, my all-access patron David Hayter, and my VIP patrons Johnny Childress and Paul H. If you like this, you're going to like this video. Until next time, yeah!